Hey, what's going on everyone? It's Milkyfly here, back with another build tutorial video. And today we're looking at a build that I would run at the 5 if I was playing on the 5v5 courts. Now, keep in mind when making this build, I probably wouldn't use it as the big man on the 3v3 or the 2v2 courts, simply because it's a little bit slow and it will struggle a little bit to switch onto smaller guards with that high ball handle and the high speed and acceleration. But at the 5 on the 5v5 court, it's going to be an absolute monster. It can rebound, defend the rim, shoot, play make, finish at the rim. It can do absolutely everything on the court that you need it to do at that 5 position. Now, before we get stuck into it, please consider liking and subscribing. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube before the end of the year. And on TikTok, I'm trying to get to 10K by the end of the year and 1K on Twitch. Now, we're going to get stuck straight into it. So we're going to leave the position at the center. Hand and number doesn't matter. We're going to leave the height at 7 foot and we're going to drop the weight just a little bit to 245 pounds. We get a little bit of a speed increase and we get a bit of a, we don't want to drop the weight down too low because we want to have that high strength. Strength is actually really important this year. And if we drop the weight down too low, we also start to lose too much rebounding and stuff. Wingspan's going to be 7'5". If we up it too much, we lose too much of our three-pointer. If we lower it too much, we lose too much rebound. So we're going to leave it neutral at 7'5". I like built because it looks the most aesthetic. Moving on. Now we're going to leave the finishing for last because there's a couple of things that we can do to change up our finishing to suit your play style, depending on the way that you like to play. So we're going to leave the finishing for last. So we're going to get straight to shooting. Our midi is going to go to an 83. Which gives us gold hot zone hunter, and we're going to put our three-pointer on an 80. 80 is a really, really good spot in our shooting, where you're going to be able to shoot like 50 to 60% from downtown, which is going to be really, really important for spreading the floor for your team. And if we drop the midi down one more, we don't get gold hot zone hunter, and we lose a shooting badge. So we're going to leave it at an 83 and an 80. Our pass accuracy is going to go to a 76, which gets a silver needle threader, and our ball handle is going to go to a 59, which gets us silver glue hands. Glue hands is a super, super important badge this year for any kind of shooter. You can catch the ball much easier with glue hands, and you're able to get that shot up way quicker than if you don't have glue hands on at all. Our interior D is going to go to a 90 overall. Anything past that is just a bit of overkill, really, in my opinion. Our perimeter D is going to go to a 57. Our steal is going to go to a 60. 60. That's the point where we get silver interceptor. Our block's going to go to 97. We get Hall of Fame rim protector there. And our defensive rebound is going to go to a 92. And our offensive rebound is going to go to an 86. We get 33 defensive badges, which is more than enough to anchor the defense for your team at the 5 position. Our speed is going to get maxed, acceleration max. Our strength is going to go to a 90. Our vertical is going to go to a 75. That's the point where we get the elite big man contact dunks when we go back up and do the finishing again. But yeah, 75. And our stamina is going to go to a 90. 90, not 95. Now, back to the finishing. We still got plenty of room to play with. We're only an 88 overall so far out of 99. We're going to put our close shot at a 90, which you're going to be able to post hook. Plenty of builds with that. We're going to put our standing dunk at a 90, and here's where you get to choose the way that you want to play. For the way that I look at it is if you want to be a back to the basket big, you can up your post control to a 90, and you get, a 91, and your standing dunk is going to go to a 94, which gets you 23 finishing badges, and then put the rest on your free throw, which gets you a 74 free throw. Or what you can do is, you can take your post control off. If you want to, instead of be a back to the basket big, instead of backing other bigs down and post hooking, if you want to be more of like a slashing big, you can lower your post control, put your standing dunk down to a 90, and you can put your driving layup to a, I think it's a 73. No. What have we done here? Sorry, we need to lower our free throw just a little bit to get that 73 driving layup, which gets us that 23 finishing badge. But for the purpose of the video, we're going to lower that back down. We're going to put our standing dunk to a 94, post control to a 91, and we're going to put our free throw to a 74. This is going to create more of like a back to the basket, backing other bigs down, post hooking, fades and stuff like that. So we get 92 badges in total, which is huge, which is enormous. The 33 defensive badges are so good. 24 shooting. You're going to be able to shoot lights out. You're going to be able to dunk on other bigs. You're going to be able to play make for your team. You can do absolutely everything you want to do. Now, I would personally go stuff blocks as spot up position. That's just me. If you're going to play really as a back to the basket big, you could do a post take, or you could do a rim protector take or a rebounding take or whatever. But personally, I would run stuff blocks as spot up position. That's just me personally. And then that gives us a two-way 3-level scorer, similar to Joel Embiid, Yusuf Nurkic, and Dikembe Mutombo. Now, Joel Embiid is really exciting for me because he's such an awesome player. He's going to be MVP candidate this year, just like he was last year. To test the build, to show you the badges that I would personally run. Now, keep in mind when I'm putting these badges on, I'm keeping in mind that we're playing as a back to the basket big with this build. So we want back down Punisher. That combined with strength is going to be really good to back down other bigs. Fast twitch to get those standing dunks off as quickly as possible. Posterizer is essential. Rise up is essential. If you're going to play as if you want to put up a lot of hooks, you put your hook specialist up, and then you could probably put like a Grace Under Pressure and a Mouse in the House or Pro Touch or something. But personally, if I was doing it, I would probably run a Mouse in the House or Pro Touch or something like that. But you want back down Punisher, Fast Twitch, Posterizer, Rise Up, and Hook Specialist. And then the last couple of badges you can play around with a little bit. Now, you're playing mostly as a spot up, so Corner Specialist is going to be essential. Limitless spot up is going to be good as well if you're standing far beyond the 3-point line. Deadeye and Catch and Shoot you want. Gold Hot Zone Hunter and Sniper. And we've got one badge point left over. You can either run like Green Machine, or if you're going to be backing other bigs down, like this build is, you could go into Fade Ace or something like that. Or you could take like Corner Specialist off and then put Green Machine or something like that. Personally, if I was running, if I were to max out this build, I would run it like this. Corner Specialist is a broken badge this year, I swear to God. Now, playmaking, this is really good. We get a decent amount of playmaking for this build, which is awesome. We want Bronze Unpluckable, which hopefully get less rips because our ball handle isn't that high, but it is at a decent level. Glue Hands, like I said before, we really want Glue Hands to be able to get those catch and shoots off nice and quick. Bullet Passer and Needle Threader for any kinds of pass, and then Break Starter when we grab a rebound and we're trying to get that ball down to our guards. Now, this is the exciting part. If you played as a big last year, I had a glass finisher last year, and I loved playing on that build, man, and just anchoring the defense was probably my favorite part of playing 2K21. So, Chase Down is going to go to Hall of Fame, Interceptor, Silver, Rebound Chaser, Hall of Fame Rim Protector, Pogo Stick. Pogo Stick, running it on Hall of Fame is a bit of overkill. You don't need it to be that high. You can run it on gold and it's still basically just as effective. Intimidator, box, you want to be able to box out your other bigs. And then here you can switch up a couple of things. You can do like a post move lock. Actually, sorry, you want box and silver. You can do like a post move lockdown. I think Hustle is a really good badge this year. That's just me. Or if you want to set screens for your guards, you can go into like a brick wall and then a bronze post down lock or something like that. Personally, I don't set a lot of screens, so I wouldn't run that. I would put post move lockdown on if you're going to get back down by the bigs, or tireless defender or something like that. I would probably run it like this, in my opinion. Now we're going to go into some pros and cons of the build. Alright, so we're in the computer now, and we're going to go through the pros and cons of this build. Now, the first one, and the one that I think is probably most important, is the elite rim protection and interior defense. With the amount of ISOing that goes on this year, you need a big that can protect the rim, because most builds can get contact dunks, and the better you can defend the rim, the better off you're going to be. The second one is that it gets elite big man contact dunks. You needed a 90 standing dunk, and I think the vertical was a 75 for you to get elite big man contact dunks, and this build has it. Third one is you get 92 badges. That's absolutely huge. I've seen a lot of big men builds that get like 75, 80 badges. This gets 92 badges, and it can do absolutely everything on the court. Finish, like what we talked about before. Finish, shoot, play, make, defend. It's amazing. The fourth one is it's a great rebounder. I think that's something that goes under the radar a little bit, is being able to rebound the ball, get the ball out to your guards really, really quickly, and which leads to good quality shots. This build is a great shooter for a big. I've seen a lot of bigs with this 75 3 ball. I think having that 83 ball is going to be really, really important, because it really makes you stretch the floor. If you can time your jump shot really well with an 80, you will hit like 60% of your shots. I see a lot of big men that have a 75 3 ball and they can't hit as many shots. Having that 80 is going to be really, really important. This build's a really good passer for a big as well. Again, like what I said, I've seen a lot of builds, a lot of big men, 50 pass accuracy, 60 pass accuracy. This build is an amazing passer for a big. You're going to be able to get passes off nice and quick to your guards, and it's going to open up the offense so much more. And the last one is it can anchor the defense for your team. It can guard the perimeter a little bit, but like what I said earlier up here, elite rim protection and interior D, you can anchor the defense for your team, and it's going to be huge for your entire team defense. Of course, with every build, there's going to be negatives, there's going to be cons, and so we're going to go through those as well. The number one is it's got a low speed with ball, and it's got a low speed overall and acceleration. These two sort of go hand in hand, which is going to hinder you a little bit. But like I said, playing at the 5, your speed and acceleration isn't overly important. As long as you can position yourself well, if you're contesting the perimeter, as long as you're getting yourself into a good spot to contest, and as long as you're rolling under the rim to grab those rebounds and to contest the cutter, the speed and acceleration isn't that important. But you might be let down just a little bit with the speed. Like what I said earlier in the video, this build might not be the best for the 3s courts, but for the 5s, you can sort of get away with it a little bit more. Hopefully, you've got a 4 that can help you out getting to those contests with the highest speed. Another one is the steal isn't very high. I would have liked it to be a little bit higher, but being that center position, you can't get it anywhere near as high as I would like, but that's fine. You can still get interceptor on a decent level, and you can still get in those lanes and get a decent amount of steals. And the perimeter defense isn't great, so it will be a little bit hard to switch onto guards. Hopefully you've got, again, like what I said before, hopefully you've got either a really good perimeter defender who doesn't have to worry about switching on defense, or you've got your power forward, being able to switch on defense, switch onto the smaller guards. Hopefully they have a bit higher perimeter defense, which makes it easier for the overall team defense. Other than that, that's it for this video. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 before the end of the year, like I said earlier in the video. And as always, stay milky, and I'll see you in the next one.